目、ちょっとラファールさん、目目いた。よしよしよし、戦ってくれ君たちで。はいはいはい、よし、いいよ。はいはいあらー、強い、こいつが強い。はいはいはいはいあだだだだだだ、はい、よいしょ。強いんだ。あんなに強くてさ、眼薬がさ2個しかもらえないんだ。困ったもんだ。はい、そしたらあそこに飛ぶのかな。ほい、よいしょ。この下は何もないのかな。ちょっと見てみるか。あ、違うね。いけるね。普通にいけるね。普通にいけるけど、普通にいけるけど、とりあえずこの部屋の中をちょっと見てみましょうか。じゃあ、ほい、おい。何もない。
I'm getting closer to Les Invalides. Here, I should be able to cross the moat easily.
越えられるはずと。越えるったってな。めんどくせえやついるぞ、あそこに。はい。いいじゃん、いいじゃん。あ、いいね。アイテム嬉しい。ああ、そういえば、エッセンスいっぱいゲットしたから、使ってみてもいいかもしんないね。よし。よし。後ろから攻撃はね、なかなかにダメージ入るね、やっぱり。あったあった。この下だね。あ、違うな。違うな。ちげえな。こっから飛ぶんだな。なるほど。もう、正義の大ジャンプ見せてあげれるか。はい。ああ、飛んでいく。飛んだね、今。ああ、嬉しい嬉しい。油差しも1個だけじゃないんだな。じゃあ、もっといっぱいあるのかな、種類は。いや、1個しかねえな。このね、手投げ弾っていうのも使ってみたいけどね。エッセンス結構溜まったね。手投げ弾めちゃめちゃあるじゃん。使わないんだったら売っちゃってもいいかもね。大したエッセンスにならないかもしれないけど。
The debt was no longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes? Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
ルイ16世の目がもう悪い目してるもん。目でわかるわ。あれは敵の目をしとるわ。はい。ここに来てボスか。マジか。よし。のろそ。こいつのろいぞ。お、大丈夫？なんか来た、なんか来た。なんか来たわ。なんだこの、なんだあれは。はい、はい。何が効くのかな。火か、火か。痛い。火かな。はい。はい。はい。逃げろ逃げろ。はいはい、危ない。はいはい。あー、ちょっと溜めないとね。炎ダメージ溜めとかないと。よし。はいはい。あ、やばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばい。はい。あれ、はい、危ない。なんかやばいんじゃない？おい、はい、もう一発じゃない？はい、し、やった。炎になった、炎になった。危ない。危ない。はい、危ない。よし。はい、危ない。危な。よし。よいしょ。危ない。もうすぐスタンが溜まりそうなんだけどね。危ない。よいしょ。よいしょ。溜まる。スタンが溜まる。よし。よっしゃ、溜まったー。
Suzanne, my dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance.
目覚める前について。
What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow, and it was cold enough to curdle the blood. It's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
身元について。
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker, ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
逮捕時の状況について。
How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to escape. I'm sadly convinced of this. As for me, my life was spared only so I could be tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
これからは？
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
ネッケルを修道院に連れて行く。
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
ねえねえねえねえねえねえゲーム落ちたんだけど。こっからスタートしてんだけど。これ何？また戦う？これ。また戦う？これ。マジで？マジで言ってる？またやる？くそー、マジかー。やるか。はいはいはいはいはい。もう分かってんだってお前たち。さっき見たよ。はい。スキップするよ。もう見たからね、これさっき。スキップ。はい。
How and when were you?
もうスキップスキップ。身元についてもスキップスキップ。目覚める前スキップスキップ。じゃあこれからは。
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place.
ああ、ここもいいか、飛ばしていいか。はい。修道院連れて行きましょうか。
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur,
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
この集団について。
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope.
修道院について。
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
修道士について。
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him. Monsieur Necker,
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
どうしようかな。まあ、ちょっと。
do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death. Despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu. What have I done to deserve such a fate? Why has the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear. After everything I've done for him. My abnegation.
何があったのかについて。
I will look into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. It was separated in the Église Sainte-Marie, on Rue de Bourgogne.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refused to accept any remuneration for my services in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts. Bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries. that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him. I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
なるほどね。グレゴワールシアっての手紙。
Aegis, a word,
はい。
s'il vous plaît.
話がしたいと。
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
放っておく？どうする？不安の原因について聞いてみようか。
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the empire. Those from Saint-Domingue and the Petite Santé, our most formidable adversaries. They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going, and resort to the vilest methods to achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money, and their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiralty, when I overheard a conversation between 2 planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No. I must act with both compassion and realism.
Any reform, revolutionary or not, must be taken step by step, with moderation and prudence.
This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land.
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is extremely worrying. We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hotel de Massiac alive.
そうバタバタしてみんな、はあ、そんな。まあ喧嘩、ここでね、喧嘩してる場合じゃないですよっていうのは、まあまさにそういうことですよね。確かにその通り。うん。すごいな、なんかサイドクエスト一気に増えた気がするんだけど、ちょっといろんな人に話してみる？とりあえず、お前は終わったな。ラファール司教と話すか。
My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Aegis. We missed you when we had to leave our shelter at Place Saint-Méry. The path that led us to this convent was not an easy one, believe me.
ああ、ちょっと聞いてみるか。
Monseigneur, I would like to talk to you about your recent meeting with the Marquis de Mirabeau.
What has gotten into all of you? This has gone on long enough. I will say it one last time and pray that they will finally leave me alone.
ラファールさん、
No one will make me violate the secrecy of his confession. Have I made myself clear.
Perfectly clear, Monseigneur.
おもろ。目決まっちゃってたけど。グレゴワール氏。
Aegis, I'd like to talk to you about my research. Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion, like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking
グレゴワール氏。あ、それ。危なかったじゃん、今ちょっと。
The alchemist.
入ってくんなよ、レイモンドも。長くなるんだって話が。もう、ラファール。もういいって入ってくんなって。
Rather the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries.
危ない。
This poses a
気をつけ
grave
て
danger.
気をつけてね。危険について。聞いてなかったでしょ、アイギス。
What do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the
グレゴワール。それ。気をつけて。
He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
だから入ってくんなっつっとんのも
Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his lapis philosophorum.
ラピスフィロソフォルムについて。
What is the lapis philosophorum, mon père?
The philosopher's stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like.
やめろ、その目。
Is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
ニコラ・フラメルの墓について。
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Oui, mon père.
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
いえも
Did you not say that
うなん
it
な
was
ん
impossible
そ
to
の目。
enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution.
入っ
The
てくんなっ
penitence
つっ
behind
とん
the
の。
Châtelet leads to the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only open.
お前はその目をやめろ。
I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession.
集中できない。放ってこうぜ、アイギス。やめた方がいいわ、こいつらと関わるの。本当に危ないと思う、俺。ラファイエットと話す。
Eh bien, Aegis, did you make sure my men managed to collect the cargo?
No. I haven't gone there yet.
Et alors, what are you waiting for? This is a matter of the utmost importance. The exchange was to take place near the Église du Gros Caillou, the town next to les Invalides.
もう放っておこ
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
う。ジャック・ネッケルはさっき話したな。ミラボーと話す。
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Have your efforts paid off?
鋼の金庫について。
Minister Necker claims that you are a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the king's chambers.
What lock could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly. Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. I'm sure he'll have no trouble finding you something you can use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Good. I will go and find him.
Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
ミラボーさんどっか行っちゃったな。なんかすごい。ものすごいよ。いろんな人に話しかけながら。
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
ハーレの金庫について。
I would like to access the contents of a safe that is supposedly unbreakable. Dare I ask for your help, Monsieur Lavoisier?
And how can I be of assistance to you, madame?
I need gunpowder to break through the door.
Gunpowder? But I don't have a speck of it, mon ami. Do you think I just walk around with explosives in my pockets?
Oh. I apologize. It was Monsieur de Mirabeau's idea.
Mirabeau? What is this ridiculousness? I suspect he knows full well whatever he's playing at. Where is the animal? So we can ask him what's truly
めっ
going on.
ちゃ怒る
He
やん。
has left. He had an urgent matter to attend to.
Eh bien. I'm sorry, madame. If I could inspect the safe and determine what metal was used in its fabrication, I might be able to find a solution. But given the circumstances, I'm sadly not in a position to help you.
I understand.
段階について。
How do you intend to counter the king's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it. Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
なるほど。どっか行けや、もう。話に入ってきやがって。バイとラボアジエに尋ねる。
Monsieur Bailly.
Ah, mademoiselle. I am very pleased
こ
to
の
have you
人
here with us. within
大
the
丈夫
shelter
か
of these
な
walls.
なんか危ない目をしとないか大丈夫か
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. God, Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme? So that we might ask him.
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
うん、確かにね。ここにいた方が安全だと俺も思うけどな。なんでどっか行っちゃったのかな。ここにはもう尋ねることはないかな。